Transformation in 3, 2, 1.
Hi everybody. These readings are good for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, wherever you find them in your chart. They're good for whenever, wherever you find them. Energy is fluid, it's always moving. There is no real such thing as time, just like there's no up in space. So take what you need and leave the rest. And check out your other signs because there might be messages in there for you. Hi everybody, welcome in, welcome in. This reading is for the sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, where you find it in your chart, 12th house, ancestors, spirits, guides. What would you like for the Pisceans who are watching now and in the future? Joy! You get Wunjo. Joy. I'm hearing, I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. You might, if you aren't feeling joyful now, joy is on its way to you. Wunjo. Wunjo. The letter W looks like a P, but it sounds like the letter W. This is Wunjo. And it's a very joyous, prosperous time. Right? The light the light of others, the light within you. Maybe something is bringing you joy. Maybe you're bringing joy to others. Let's find out. Ancestors, spirit. I love Piscean joy because it's so dreamy and colorful and beautiful. Oh, it's just like this deep soul, heartfelt space with the innocence of a child. Oh, I love Piscean joy. Ancestors, spirit. What messages would you like to tell the Pisces today? The Sun in reverse and the Fool. I think that maybe you can't even see what's coming. You can't even see what's coming. It's like the Fool, right? Aries energy, Aquarius energy. It's that Uranus, right? That expansion, the knowing, the what's out there, the technology, right? The never tried that before, the seeing beyond the veil, that kind of thing. It's like, here he is, the Fool. Like, I got myself in this situation. He's pulling his pockets out. It's like, how am I going to get out of it? What am I going to do next? I don't know what to do. And here's the Sun, and the Sun is in the reverse, but the Sun is still out, right? It just might be as stark as it is when it comes up in the upright, right? This is a more subtle approach here. But what's interesting is like these two little kids and they're carrying this giant egg, right? And so they've got this giant egg and he's got nothing. It's like, well, maybe you do have something. Maybe you just can't see it yet. The Sun in reverse. It's like a cloudy day that's starting to clear. You can almost see better when the light is diffused like that because there isn't that harshness. But the harshness is of the shadow and the light is like a really defining factor. It's very, very obvious. You can see it. You're standing in the sun. It's super hot in the sun. You go under the tree in the shade and it's nice and cool. Right? You can tell the difference. On a cloudy day, it feels the same under the tree as it does out in the field. That kind of a feeling. Ancestors, spirits, what is this about? What is this about? Pisces. The Lovers in reverse, this card has been coming out too. It's about like a choice. Like maybe you can't see the benefits of the choices that you're making. I mean, the choice to say no is choice, right? So we could talk about there's two figures in this card, there's two figures in this card. This could talk about a separation of the choice to say no to not partner with someone or something, right? And you might not, Fool again on the bottom here, you might not see the possibilities available to you quite yet by doing this, but they're available. It's telling you to take a leap of faith, right? Fool keeps coming out here and there's this choice. Whatever this choice is, it is bringing you a lot of joy. Listen. And then the Magician coming out in the reverse. That might be where you're feeling this. Somebody might be trying to manipulate, right? The Magician in the reverse. It might be that you don't think that you have the resources available to do the thing that you need to do. Here's Ten of Pentacles. This could also be sometimes like family sticking their nose in or trying to make things work the way they would like for them to, or the business, the boss, higher ups here, don't they look rich? It's Ten of Pentacles, right? It's sustained wealth. It's long term. It involves more than just you, right? And so those other people might be trying to kind of control which way this thing goes or what happens with your money. Right? Like if you're separating from someone and you can't really see which way you're going to be going with it, there could be this manipulative effort about the money. I mean, that's whether that be you're separating ties, the business is splitting and the partners are going their own separate ways, right? Whether this being like a familial thing, like, you know, splitting an inheritance, or in a home space, whatever it might be, you know, even like partnerships, because you have the Lovers card out here, right? And the twos, right? There's this idea of, like you have like there's this all this resource available, but not, you know, having like access to it, know how to get it. You're going to be able to, this is your, I'm hearing, this is your money. So then you get the Hierophant on the bottom for the overarching energy, tradition, right? This is commitment, right? You get the Lovers in reverse is like committed to something or someone that, or maybe even legally bound or contracted to in some way, and maybe you stay there because of the money. Financial situations, but things are starting to come to light. And it could be those traditions, that those organizations that can help you, you know, like could be a bank. 10 of Pentacles with the Hierophant screams big bank. But it's also a higher education. It's our religious centers, government institutions, all of those kinds of things. It's going to ring differently for each of you. But whatever it is, it's a area of resource. And keep in mind, you get Wunjo, you get the joy. So there's positivity coming out of this. Spirit, can you tell Pisces? What can you tell Pisces about this? Can you give them a little more information about this? Look, 7 of Vessels. There's a lot of options. You have a lot of options available to you. There's going to be loving messages coming through. You need to pick the option. And say pick the option that's best suited to you. But Page of Cups knows what she's looking for. Maybe not as much as the King of Cups or the Queen of Cups, but the Page of Cups has an idea, right? Like if you know what it is that you are seeking out, it'll be a lot easier to decipher which of these choices is for you. And there's a lot of confusion, but you're doing it from the heart space. And you're like, it's like, what do they need to, what advice would you give? What advice would you give them? Spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay, because again, this idea of triangulation, focus on your goals, focus on your coin. Look, that knight isn't even on the horse. She's making friends with the horse. All right, it's you and me, kid. Both of us are going to be doing this work. Both of us are going to be going there. We're going to take some time. We're going to eat some apples. We're going to hang out. We're going to do a little bit of the work. We're going to enjoy what we do. We're going to get it done. That's where you're at. What should they do? That's how you're going to work through this pain or this bitterness, or knowing that somebody that else is involved is not necessarily going to be so super happy. Again, this idea of like this manipulation, things coming to light. What is the best outcome? This thing slow and steady. What is the best outcome, Spirit? You get Hanged Man in reverse and the 9 of Cups in reverse. You aren't sitting there anymore. It feels like to sit any longer would be an indulgence, like an overindulgence. It would actually drain all your cups. You've had this revelation to have a different wish, right? That wish isn't fulfilling, that old thing isn't fulfilling, and then it's keeping you stuck in a space and you're losing your patience with it. You get that aha moment, that revelation, right? The sun slowly peeking out from behind, like, oh, super subtle. Right? The difference is the contrast isn't as pronounced, but you see it. You come to that space of enlightenment and you move forward, right? Losing the patience with it. And this isn't what you want anymore. The revelation, now you can move towards something else. And so you go from the Knight of Pentacles, there's movement here, very, very slow. She's not on the horse. She's getting to know the horse. They're eating apples, to moving very, very quickly. Knight of Swords, communicating quickly, thinking quickly, moving forward. It's the fastest knight in the deck. You go from the slowest knight in the deck to the fastest. Things are really, really, really speeding up here. Things are really speeding up, and you're full of joy about it. You're full of joy about it. And it feels like there's a lot of prosperity here for you. When the confusion lifts, I think that Spirit really wants you to focus on that joy, focus on that heart space, and realizing that it's okay that you've grown and therefore your wishes have changed. Is this the one? Guidance. Taurus energy. And Temperance underneath that. So that's definitely reinforcement of like, ask a teacher, ask someone who knows, seek out counsel, right? If you need to If you need to go to the bank and ask them how this works, or have someone come help you with that, they're there to help you. And that applies in the government institutions, that applies at your schools, that applies at all of the things, right? There's somebody there who's well informed, and they're there to help you. So don't be afraid to seek out guidance, right? So that you can increase your understanding. You see that? That's that. Your understanding. I just want to know real quick, what is bringing them all this joy? What is bringing the Pisceans all this joy? Belonging. Belonging. You aren't going to feel out of place anymore. That, like, whatever that was that person, that situation was making you feel out of place. Like you weren't loved, like you weren't accepted, like you weren't good enough, like whatever, like you don't belong here. When the truth is that you most certainly do. You most certainly do. The 10 of Pentacles, solid, right? Being in a space where you know that you not only belong, but thrive, are wanted, you're contributing, you know, it's bringing that joy, look, and protection. Protection. Something with the letter P might be significant for you, or the letter W, because Wunjo is W. You are safe, you are protected, you belong. Oh, that is the message. Thank you, Spirit. Ancestors, spirits, guides, what would you like to tell Pisces? You get 2. Oh, it says, well, first we'll show you how gorgeous that is. It says, do you know the real reason the rich keep getting richer? No, besides interest income. No, besides pulling the strings, me pulling the strings for them. Right. The thoughts they think, thoughts anyone can think, that make those other things happen. Yank. Wow. The thoughts you think. Going to make a huge difference. Huge difference. And again, this talked about income, and this talked about pulling strings, and this talks about 10 of Pentacles with the Hierophant here, and guidance and belonging, and knowing which way to go, and getting you. And then like on this Hierophant card, there is string, this rope, holding them. All right, it says, ooh, how beautiful is that one? I love these cards. Like waves eternally lapping at the shore, the universe is eternally knocking at your door with abundance and riches beyond anything you can imagine now. If you only knew the universe, I think you're going to be tremendously happy. Yeah. It's going to slowly start becoming clear to you. The fog is lifting. And on the other side of it is joy, happiness, abundance, and prosperity. I'm so happy for you, Pisces. Go get it. I hope that was helpful. I hope that you got something out of it. If you didn't, check out your other signs. There might be something in those readings for you. Thank you so much for remembering to hit like and subscribe if this did resonate with you, because it really does help the channel, and I really do appreciate it. And thank you so much for coming back and visiting us again next time. Bye.
Transformation in 3, 2, 1.